y'all, just want to show you my garden. This is Angela, the chicken coop. This is probably the second or third year I've done this with my garden. I cannot get down on the ground anymore. It's just really hard for me. So we started doing some raised bed gardening. And these are what we call here in the South, we call them syrup tubs. They feed your cattle and stuff. And there's like 68 of these things. And we drilled holes in the bottom of them. And then we filled the bottoms of them. And I know this is strange and it contradicts everything anybody says about gardening, but we kind of used the hugelliculture method. And we put pine cones and sticks and wood chips and all sorts of things in the bottom of these, about halfway full. And then we put chicken manure or horse manure, whichever one we had, and we have both. And then we put some of that in there. And then I have a big pile of topsoil over there. Then we put the topsoil in there. And then we just kind of mix the manure and the topsoil together. And then we planted. And everybody always says, you know, don't put wood shavings in your pots because it pulls the nitrogen out. But I guess we had enough nitrogen because of all the manure that we put in there that it didn't hurt our plants. Our plants are wonderful. And they're doing great. These we got from NTCC, which is Northeast Texas Community College in Mount Pleasant. We got them from their plant sale, and they're wonderful. We've got all sorts of kinds of varieties. We have, I think these are Arkansas Travelers. We have Better Boy. We have Cherokee Purple. We just have all sorts of kinds in here. And then on that rows over there, those are all bell peppers or jalapeno peppers. Last year, my husband and my son talked me into a million jillion jalapeno plants. Well, you don't need that many jalapeno plants, at least we don't. And so those were great sellers at our little produce stand. So this year I limited them to a 6-pack of jalapeno plants. So we've done more bell peppers and then more tomatoes, way more tomatoes than we normally do because tomatoes are a good seller. And then I have another little small postage stamp garden that I'll show y'all in a little bit, that it has like my cucumbers and my zucchini and my squash. And then I have another, it's kind of ugly, but it serves the purpose. I have a raised bed over here, and it has some squash in it as well. It kind of helps to have my squash spread out, so when the squash bugs come, usually they'll hit one place first and then move to the other place. And then these are some kind of strange cucumber that NTCC was selling that supposedly tastes a little bit like watermelon at the back. And I planted those. And they were kind of a little, by the time I got them planted, they had been in the pots a little too long and they weren't looking too good, but they've kind of perked up now. So this is my squash. Oh, and then somebody told me that if you plant radishes with your squash, that you won't have as many squash bugs. So we're trying that. And I need to get out here and weed, but I always like to try to get my plants up before I put any mulch on them so that they don't have any problems coming up and don't get smothered by the mulch. So we save all of our leaves. See, there's our leaf pile down there. And we put leaves, and there's another pile of pine needles. Well, they're just about gone because we've been using them. But I put that as mulch in all of these pots. And it helps on the weeds coming up, and it just keeps them more moist, and the heat kind of keeps the heat down. So that's my little garden. Thanks for watching me at the chicken coop.